And the lights are coming on. We are racing in Qatar, and it's a good start for Beano straight away off the line, but Alfonso looking to the inside, but I don't think he's quite alongside enough there as they dive into turn 1 for the first time here. We've got side by side for second place, but Beano is out front comfortably in the Alpha Tauri. Alfonso chops across the front of the Aston Martin. He is on the soft compound tyre, so he needs to try and hold on to that track position whilst he has it. Beano is on the mediums ahead of him, so Alfonso might have a run here at the race lead. He's looking to the inside. He goes for the inside. There could be contact. Looks like they've just about survived, and there is a little bit of rubbing as they make their way through turns 5 and into turn 6 now. And it is Beano who holds on to the lead at the start, ahead of Alfonso, as now Luke looking to try and make that position up. Alfonso on those soft tyres needs to try and use them whilst he has the advantage before those medium tyres begin to be the stronger. They make their way now down through the S section towards turn 10. Beano controlling the race so far as heading to a heavy braking zone here. You see the battling further through the field. What a shot as the cars make their way through there. It is Beano out front ahead of Alfonso. We'll go on board here with the McLaren driver. Look how close he is. He's looking to the outside. The grip he has is unbelievable through here. Just following with that Alpha Tauri. Surely as soon as he gets even half an opportunity, he's going to be making a move. The grip he seems to have over the leader at the moment is quite a difference. As we do have a spinner, and Disco Marcus retired from the race. His teammate and the safety car is out, just as Alfonso looks for the lead. And that is Disco Mark out of the race. He didn't quite catch that, it was further back in the field. And he is out of this race for McLaren, and got a lot of drivers pitting actually. This is interesting. This is going to give a chance for a lot of these drivers in the pit lane to try a different strategy here, because the safety car is ahead of the leaders. The safety car is ahead of the leaders, so they're all going to catch it. The guys at the front didn't have the chance to pit, but a lot of drivers at the back did have a chance. So let's get up all the information here. Let's see who's where, who's on what, who's doing what. And a lot of people further back down the field. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. So yes, it is the bottom sort of group of drivers here. So Harry looks like he was the first of the drivers to pit. He's gone to hard tyres. Will those hards go to the end? That will be an interesting discussion here. Only had one lap of racing, but who knows what can happen. When will Beano accelerate? Not going just yet. Waiting. Such a late start-finish line here. Field just staying together, and now, foot to the floor, we are green flag racing again in Qatar. And it's a good restart straight away from our leader, Beano, as battling further back through the field. Charlie was looking at a move on Luke, but he doesn't quite manage to make that one work, as we see Alfonso. Not with the restart he would have wanted, but luckily for him, he didn't have to worry about defending from behind. So now can use these first few corners to get himself back into the groove and use the grip that he has. Looks like there may have been an issue for Milo 1 on the restart. He's back down in 19th place. He wasn't the driver that pitted, so unfortunate for him in the Haas car. Oh, there's a car way off the road. That is an Alfa Romeo. I believe that is AMC, as he's going to try and rejoin her in the middle of the pack here. Luckily maintained a decent amount of speed, as now he's going to squeeze the Haas to his outside. Omar, as we go up towards turn 1, Alfonso right in behind. He's going for the move to the inside towards turn 1. Can he fight this one off? Alfonso holding that inside line, wrapping that inside line. Sweeping now, trying to use all the road on exit. It gets a little bit of a shoulder barge there as he exits the corner. Now he's side by side with Luke, who's trying to get in the mix. But look now, Alfonso trying to get down the inside of turn 4. And now through turn 5, he has got the lead of the race, and it's McLaren out front here. But Beano did not want to give that one up. Perhaps he knows the pace that Alfonso has, but immediately now he's going to have to go defensive, because Luke is all over the back of him. But now, Charlie's on the back of Luke. It's a brilliant racing here. It seems like every time a driver looks to make a move, the driver behind them is immediately trying to capitalise on it, as Charlie side by side with the Aston Martin here. These two are going to be dropping lots of time to the leaders, but Charlie feels like he needs to make this move now, as already owed a penalty for TM Ducky, 3 seconds, as they exit the way down towards the high-speed final part of the lap here into Sector 3. Just getting into a bit of a rhythm here. The drivers all starting just to find their feet, know what the limits of their car are, know what the limits of their tyres are, as especially in the early stages there, CJ has now retired from the race, and the safety car is out. CJ must have crashed in the final corner there. Indeed, Alfonso does pit. Beano stays out. A Haas in the back end there of Omar. Looks like he's coming to the pit lane. A few other drivers making their way down pit lane as well. And the field is going to be mixed up again here. And let's see, what will these drivers go to? I imagine they're going to go onto the hard tyres. But it could be interesting here if we see Alfonso go to the mediums. That could potentially be a suggestion that the medium tyre could go to the end as well. Omar, he's going to go to the hard, of course he was on the medium tyres. And let's see, what tyre is Alfonso on? He's gone to the hard compound tyres. And lots of drivers have pitted here, so he's going to drop to P10. But that is it. So ahead of him, he'll have drivers like Dylan, Harry, that started on a different tyre, pit on the first safety car for hard tyres. Kyle as well, another one of those drivers that have already pitted in this race. But with a 5-lap fresher hard tyre, is that going to make a big difference? As we are racing again here, green flag flies, Beano pushing on the restart, potentially a bit too much. He went wide in the final corner there. That may impede his run. Probably got a warning for that, although it looks like he's just about going to hold the lead here into turn 1. The top 3 single file, side-by-side racing further back there. As we look down through the field and we see here, that is Kyle racing with Dylan. These two would have been near each other before the restart. Now look at that Alfonso. We said he was going to have to make decisions here, try and take the opportunities that he gets. He's side by side with Kyle now as they go into turn 4. On the outside, that's tough, but with the better tyres, it looks like he's going to make it stick. Clear all the way around the outside. As Kyle has front wing damage by the looks of things. Looks like he's missing his left front end plate. As now we see Luke having a look towards the inside of the final corner. Probably the smart decision there to just sit back and wait. The Aston Martin driver just biding his time there as we see right down the field. Kyle is in pits indeed, so it would appear that he does have front wing damage as Charlie is powering his way into the lead here. And Luke is going to try and go with him and pass him as well. Can Luke get 2 cars down into turn 1? They're side by side. Luke running Charlie all the way to the exit curbs. And now into turn 2. Now it's Charlie's time to defend from Beano. Beano drops the 3rd from the lead. Charlie made an overtake, falls back into 2nd. Luke from 3rd to 1st. The Aston Martin is now leading this race here. Enzo has fallen back into that group, and now we see Dolga in the Rebel making a nice and easy move there with the help of DRS. And he's now going to have to defend from Haas. Omar to the outside of the Alpine, trying to go all the way around the outside. Oh, he's going to spin! Oh, and he's going to send them both off the road. Great save, although sadly it's going to come at the cost of Enzo and a couple of positions for the pair of them. This has got a battle here between Dylan and Harry. Oh, Dylan, big slide. Alfonso now is going to go through the middle of them. Can he get the pair? No, probably the smart decision. We've got a spinner further back. And that looks like it's Mimi Lawan who's gone around further down the order, although he survived as they're side-by-side racing through this S section. They're 3 wide for a moment there, I think, as they go now down into turn 10. Out towards the long back straight, the exit. So important here. The car's bouncing over the bumps. Oh, big moment there for Bill. He's going to lose the position there to at least Alfonso, if not to the Rebel of Dolga. Dolga looks to the inside, but he sits in behind for now. Alfonso leading this group again. Now Dylan had a couple of mistakes on this lap, whether they were forced or whether they were contact or whether he just sort of got a bit too groovy on the throttle, who knows. But he's lost it. Oh, is that a big spin? That's AMC. Is that going to be in the wall? As we try and find him, as eventually we get down the order, and he has, I think, potentially ended up in the wall. But luckily for him, appears to have got away without any... Oh, as I say that, the safety car is out. So, despite looking like he survived, it looks like he must have knocked the front wing off it and spread debris on the track because, well, that has thrown a wrench in the plans of many drivers' races here. Another safety car. Safety car number 3 here, and indeed there is no front wing on an Alfa Romeo, so that must have been the reason for the safety car, just spinning it out and, well, dropping down the order. Safety car number 3. So I think the top 5 will all pit. I think Dylan will pit. I don't know about the rest. We've got a bit of the field trying to make their way down here, and who's going to pit? Luke stays out. That surprised me there. With Beano and Charlie are in. Harry, it looks like he stayed out as well here. So I'm surprised by that. I thought more top cars would be coming into the pit lane. Making his way around the final corner now. Unlike Beano, he's not going to go straight away. He's going to wait. He's going to keep the field backed up a little bit longer. A little queued up here. Just getting ready, and now green flag back in the air. We are racing in Qatar, and it's a decent restart for Luke, but a very strong restart from Harry, who immediately is on the attack there in the Red Bull, looking to try and go around the outside here of turn 1. And looks like he's had a bit of a moment there. He's got a crash at the back of the field. Charlie's involved. Charlie's got no front wing. Enzo, one of the drivers that I was going to watch here, he's had a problem. Mimi Lawan, I think, may have been caught up in that. He is. Several drivers there with issues, and the safety car is out. Safety car number 4 is out here for debris on the track. Now we see Luke into the pit lane. He does pit this time. The only problem he might have this time is, unlike last time where there was a good chunk of the field that was pitting, I think he may be just one of 2 cars that pit here, as Night Owl's into the pit lane as well. As towards the final corner he goes. Will he go before the line, or will he go after the line? Harry had a very good restart last time, so perhaps he can sort of copy what he did from second place, but this time from first. As now, foot to the floor, we are racing again here in Qatar, and it's a good jump from Harry. They're side by side for second already. Dylan under pressure on the second of the Rebels there. Dolga looking to try and make a move on the Alpha Tauri car behind, as Beano also trying to make moves here. He's on the outside of Lord Percival. Lord Percival, the rookie driver, trying to make a good impression here. Oh, look at that from Beano, nearly contacts the back of Dolga. It is currently a Red Bull owned 1, 2, 3, 4 here, but I doubt it's going to stay that way. As you see there, Beano looking to try and make a move, but a further up we've got side by side for the lead. Dylan on the outside of Harry. Surely that's not going to work. No, it isn't. As all around goes Lord Percival. He goes around a little pack and got more cars spinning towards the rear. Lots of drivers involved there. Duckies involved. Night Owls involved. Lord Percival involved. Have we all managed to get through without another safety car needed though? Just yellow flags as we go at the moment. As Charlie's now had a disconnection. It's really one of those races, I think, folks. As it is now a Red Bull 1-2 and Alpha Tauri 3-4 and Herald in 5th place now. And the field is making their way now towards the high-speed sector of the lap. What do the Rebels do? Harry defending from his teammate here as they throw it through. The final sector. So on the limit. On these hard tyres, it can't be much fun. Harry leads this race ahead of Dolga. Then we got Beano on the best tyres in this league group. Then it's Dylan dropped to 4th. Beano, straight down the inside of Dolga. Up into 2nd place. He's got the penalty, so he's going to have to try and pull out front here. Try and get a gap. He can't waste time with these overtakes. He needs to get every overtake done as soon as possible and as simply as possible. He can't waste time here. I think he looks to the inside. That was not going to work there, was it? As he thankfully backed out of that one, but he pressured Harry. He had to brake late, and by doing that, he's going to give himself a run now towards this final sector. Sorry, not the final sector, the 2nd sector. And they're side by side through the S section. Beano not quite able to at the moment. Just going to have to follow through. We've got a spinner, and that is AMC. One of the drivers on those soft tyres who was looking like maybe he can make something happen. As had a spin there, and perhaps the tyres were just cooling a bit too much. There is Luke. Where has he come from? Luke is up into 4th place on fresh soft tyres. Wow, that is just unbelievable stuff. And now look how close Beano is. He's almost pushing the Red Bull through this final sector. Beano needs to make his move now because the soft tyres on Luke's car are just going to be so rapid here. As they're single file into the final corner. But look, a big dive from Luke. He's nearly clattered into the back of the Alpha Tauri ahead of him. As now, surely, this is going to be the chance for Beano. With the help of overtake, he is going to pull alongside the Red Bull. Luke behind them. Right behind, looking to try and make something happen here. As then you see Dolga behind them as now around the outside for the lead of the race. Is he going to pull it off? He is. Beano out front, Luke off the road. Can he now go down to the inside of Harry? Harry must feel like the cork in the bottle right now. He's got a whole train of cars behind him, all with much better tyres than he has. As now Luke to the inside of turn 4, not going to be able to go for it. Those soft tyres, he needs to use them whilst he has the advantage, because late in this race, they're probably not going to be as nice as they are right now. He looks to the inside, he brakes later, trying to get this move done. Harry surely can't defend that one, and he won't be able to. As now the Rebels have dropped down to 3rd and 4th place. What does Luke do? Does he make the move now? Does he try and pull away, or does he sit back and know that he's got the chance to just take the victory on penalties? He's right behind, he's going to the inside. Luke, for Aston Martin, will lead this race as he goes into turn 1. The soft tyres prevail, and it is the Aston Martin that is once again out front here as they battle behind. Alfonso trying to continue his charge through the field. He's side by side with Omar, trying to go all the way around the outside, squeezes Omar down to the apex, trying to do all he can to hold that position. And up in to 6th place, a side by side ahead, and Harry loses another position this time. Finally, at least it's a fair fight. Dylan equal worn tyres there for the Alpha Tauri driver. You can see there Dolga having to defend down the main straight. Dylan with a run to the outside, and well, Dolga doesn't even try to defend that one without the help of DRS. They will have been useless as they're side by side, Alfonso and Harry. This has not been a fun stage of the race for Harry as he continues to fall down the order, hoping at this point just to try and salvage some points from it. And Alfonso here, will he just drive past the Alpha Tauri? Dylan holds on to the left-hand side of the road, and Alfonso is up into 3rd position with a penalty. He's going to have to try and reel in the 2nd place car. We've got a safety car is deployed. The safety car is deployed. What has happened here? I'm not entirely sure. Has anyone got damage? AMC is retired from the race, but left in the pit lane. But the safety car is out here. AMC's crashed in pit entry. That's what's happened there, is Aaron has crashed on pit entry. What does Luke do? Does he think, you know what, these softs, they're going to hold out for 3 laps, I'll stick with them? What about Beano? What about Alfonso? I think Dylan and Harry, sort of, do they go, well, I've made my bed, I'll stay in it? Or do they go, you know what, this is a chance to try and actually be on the attack for once, rather than having to defend like I've had to do for so long? Can I finally attack as Luke? What will he do? Could be crucial for a lot of other people's decisions. He stays out. Beano, also staying out there. Alfonso, he will pit. I'm surprised by that. I thought he may stay out on the medium tyres. He slides his way through. I thought those medium tyres, they may actually be the best tyre of the top 3, but obviously he feels differently. As Alfonso speeds into the pit lane. Painful stuff there for the McLaren driver. Penalties on penalties now. As that's now promoted Omar up into 3rd place. But so many cars have pitted for fresh tyres. Could the top 2 be in trouble? Could the top 3 be in trouble, I should say, really? As, woe is Pips. He is in the pit lane as well. Got a couple other drivers. I think everyone is in the pit lane here, except those that already pitted recently. So, the top 3 versus the field is now the situation we're in. Luke backing the field up. He's on worn softs. Beano is on worn hards. Omar, worn mediums. The rest of the field, fresh softs. Who is going to win this race? It could well be quite a few different drivers. As out of the final corner now, when will Luke go? Just weaving, keeping the tyre temperature at the moment. Keeping the pack together. He puts his foot to the floor, and we are green flag racing once again in Qatar, and there are 3 laps remaining on this restart. They're already side by side further back in the field. As out front, Luke is going to have to defend. Beano in a huge stand to the inside. Massive dive bomb on the leader. What's that going to do for this race now? As Alfonso is right on the back now of the pair of them. He's got a penalty though. He goes up the inside. He's up into 2nd now for the outside here of Luke into turn 4. Look at Beano right behind. He wants to get in the mix. All these drivers with penalties. They desperately want to lead this race to try and pull away and to try and lose his little positions. Is very wide. Goes the Alpha Tauri with a spinner further back in the pack, and that looks like it's Omar. Omar, the driver on the worn mediums. He's dropped through the field as Dylan. He's already up into 2nd place. Dylan already into 2nd here, and with Alfonso out front with the 8 seconds of penalties. 8 seconds, that is. Dylan now surely is in the best position, but Luke isn't going to want to give this up. But his tyres, they're so worn. Can he do anything here to try and stay in this fight? He's got another incident behind us. Charlie looks like he's had a problem as the yellow flags are brought out here. What does Dylan do? Does he want to win this race on track, or does he just want to win this race in the safest way possible? That is the decision he now has to make. Will he go from the back of the field to the front? As we've got another penalty for Beano. That is his race pretty much done. He probably won't get any points out of this one now as they get ready. 2 laps remain here in this Qatar Grand Prix. Alfonso is out front. Now he needs something majorly to go wrong for the cars behind if he wants to try and get this victory with 8 seconds of penalties. As further back to see racing there between Luke, Dolga and Harry. At this point, Luke is just trying to hold on to whatever points he can get in this title fight. 1 lap to go here in the Qatar Grand Prix. And it's Alfonso out front with an 8-second time penalty. Then it's Dylan as the 2 Red Bulls are ready to battle it out for that 3rd position. The final step on the podium. Harry holds the inside line through turn 1. His teammate looking to try and switch back here. Not quite able to get alongside as they go through turn 2. Behind them it's Enzo, and then Huawei's Pips once again sneaking his way up the order late on in this one. Could he get another solid points finish here? As Harry is running in that 3rd position, currently on the podium. As behind you see more and more battling going on as Luke continues to fall down the order. Really got a feel for the guy as he now runs in 8th position. The Aston Martin not having the finish to the race that it probably deserved here. As you look back to the front, the battle for the podium is closing in here. King Enzo with a 5-second time penalty. I didn't actually see what that came from. I believe that was actually a corner cutting penalty, a straight 5 seconds. So I would raise questions over its legitimacy, but who knows? As out front in this race, it's looking like Alfonso is going to cross the line first. The McLaren driver has put on a show for us today. You can't deny him of that. As he makes his way through the penultimate corner, turn 15, and now towards turn 16. Into the final apex of the lap. the final apex of the race, he puts his foot down. The first one across the line, it's going to be Alfonso. But the driver who's going to win the Qatar Grand Prix after starting 19th is Dylan, who wins from the back of the field to victory. It's an astounding victory for Dylan ahead of the two Red Bulls of Harry and Dolga, who complete the podium as there's a big crash after the start-finish line. Always Pips once again will get up into the top 5 positions, 4th place this time, just behind the two Red Bulls. And then we have Harold in 5th, Nightowl in 6th, Luke will drop to 7th, Alfonso ends up in 8th, so we'll get some points away from this race. Then it's Enzo and Lord Percival who will take the 10th place for Ferrari.